Starting in 2010, master mixologists began opening upscale taverns and bars nationwide, serving on their menu high-dollar spirits costing anywhere from $40 to $100 per glass, and thus the $80 whiskey was born. Very quickly, though, bartenders were harassed because cheap grocery store quality ice melted too quickly, watering down the high-priced spirits. As they began to search for an answer, their friends in the party planning industry found the solution for them. After their cleanup the following day after an event, many planners noticed that troughs containing ice and drinks from the night before had been reduced to a puddle, while the ice sculpture in the middle of the room was still standing. How could this be, though? Ice exposed to the same temperatures melting at two different rates. And though the answer wasn't clear, they very quickly adapted sculpture ice into their drinks. Though in the early days there were very few options for how they could attain it. They could either buy and run one of the traditional machines, harvesting nearly 600 pounds of ice at a time, which was bulky and difficult to manage. Or they could contact a local sculptor, pay him to process down into a smaller cube which could be managed behind a bar. Their final option came a little bit later on in the game, as certain entrepreneurs noticed a niche and began producing the smaller blocks of clear ice for the bars directly. Two examples of this would be glace or hundredweight. And while both of those were very nice, many bars decided that they would rather do the final processing into either a 2-inch cube or a ball behind the bar, giving more of a show which increased the value of their drinks. Bar owners were faced with a conundrum. Very quickly, they started looking for an alternate solution. They found out, through a little bit of research, that the hydrogen and oxygen contained in water was very quick to contain dissolved oxygens, other gases, as well as solids. When this freezed, it became a cloudy center at the middle of a cube, as anyone who's ever put an ice tray into a freezer has ever seen. By removing the gases, through which there are several methods, they were able to produce this clear block, which Kleinbell Equipment Company has mastered through their technologies. What this meant for bartenders was now the dreaded quick-melting ice was gone. They had an inexpensive block which could be processed down behind the bar, increasing the value. Thus entered the new Kleinbell Equipment CB16. Its smaller design created a block which was easier to handle. Figuring in an $11 per gallon water cost, 10-cent per kilowatt cost, they were able to produce a 16-pound block of ice for a mere $5, compared to $32 for that same block, which was being once paid to sculptors or outside processing equipment. As a result, $27 of profit was put back into the pocket of bar owners. The features of the machine include a stainless steel exterior, which is easy to sanitize and increased durability. The machine was able to handle 24/7 operation, and its simplistic design made it easy to maintain. Health departments were also very impressed. By moving the processing back into the doors of the bars were able to select high-quality processing equipment, such as Japanese handsaws or meat processing blades. The higher quality steel reduced the amount of steel flaked off into the ice, which thus made the ice safer for consumption. With the final product being stored within the doors, they were able to increase profit within the bars. By fronting the cost for labor and equipment, they were able to realize higher returns using the luxury ice, which had now become a norm. The advantages of the CB16 over prepackaged vendors included food safety, higher returns on income, and happier bar owners because they were able to produce their own ice within their own doors. The best steps is to start calling Kleinbell Equipment now. That was shit.